Dear soul, if you found this message today, your guardian angels have something really specific they want to share just for you. They want to let you know there's someone younger coming into your life. Maybe they're already around, kind of quietly, and the reason they're showing up is much deeper and more important than you might think at first glance. Now, before your mind starts racing with ideas or worries, let's just take a moment together. Breathe deep, relax, and let this feeling settle in. Let the quiet help you see things clearly. This message reaching you isn't random. It's happening at exactly the right time. You're supposed to hear this, soak it in, and let it really connect with who you are. You see, when someone younger enters your world, it's not just about their age or what they seem like on the surface. There's always a purpose, a divinely planned reason connecting your life journey with theirs right now. This connection has a bigger job to do for both of your souls as you grow. It could be that this person really needs to learn something valuable from your experiences, your wisdom, or just how you live your life. Or maybe, in a twist, you're the one who's meant to learn some big lessons from them, from their unique way of seeing things, their fresh energy, or something specific they know. This connection isn't just a coincidence. Think of it like a shining thread woven carefully into the pattern of your life, put there on purpose by a loving divine hand, my hand, to help guide both of you toward something bigger, toward growing together, understanding each other better, and evolving side by side. Sometimes, when we meet someone younger looking for connection or advice, we might suddenly feel the pressure of responsibility, like we have to help, or maybe we even doubt if we have the energy, patience, or wisdom they seem to need. It's normal to wonder if we're enough. But I want you to know, for sure, that I never bring anyone into your life, especially in a way that involves guiding or learning from each other, without also giving you the inner tools, the resilience, and the strength you need to handle it beautifully. If this younger soul has come to you, or is simply drawn to be around you, it's because I truly believe in you, in your heart, and I know, without a doubt, that you have something special and needed to offer them at this point in their journey. The real reason they want to be part of your life, whether they know it consciously or not, could come from many places. Maybe they're looking for guidance, for someone like a mentor to help them figure out the confusing parts of the world they're growing into. Maybe they see a certain light in you, a calm wisdom, or a peaceful vibe that they really want to understand and bring into their own life. They might see qualities they hope to develop themselves. Or it could be simpler, but just as meaningful. They might just feel drawn to your kindness, your genuine patience, or the way you handle life's ups and downs with grace and honesty. They might not even have the words to explain why they feel pulled towards you, but they feel a connection, a sense of this feels right, that they just can't shake off. I really want you to understand that age is just a number. It doesn't mean much in the big picture of forever. The souls you meet, no matter how old their bodies are, show up for reasons beyond time and earthly experience. A younger person might actually have a very old soul, carrying deep wisdom from many lifetimes, offering insights that could surprise you. On the flip side, you might find that your own soul, no matter your age, has a lot to learn from their fresh, optimistic view, their new ideas, or how connected they are to the present moment. This give and take, this connection, is like a beautiful dance of energies, a meeting of hearts and minds, something I've carefully set up for a specific, good reason for everyone involved. Please, don't be scared to open your heart completely to this younger person. Don't let fear of not being good enough, worries about the future, or old hurts stop you from welcoming this potentially life-changing new chapter. I get it. Sometimes you might wonder if you can really be what they need, if you have enough to give. But I'm asking you to trust me, because I see the huge strength, the deep wisdom, and the endless love inside you, even when you can't see it yourself. I know, with divine certainty, that you can guide, love without conditions, teach kindly, and, just as importantly, learn with an open mind. And I truly want you to jump into this opportunity with a completely open, welcoming heart. This younger soul might also bring a surprising feeling of freshness and renewal into your own life. They could act like a mirror, reminding you of dreams you once had, but maybe put on a shelf. Their presence might even inspire you to light those old fires again, to go after passions you thought were long gone. Their excitement, their energy, their often wonderfully different way of looking at things could be a powerful push for your own personal growth and change. You see, the amazing thing about divine connections is that they work both ways. While you're helping them find their path, you might discover you're also helping yourself, finding important parts of you that you'd forgotten about. So, please, don't brush this connection off as unimportant or just a coincidence. Don't push it away because you feel unsure or doubt its meaning in the big story of your life. Every single person who comes into your life, whether for a short time or forever, is there for a reason, carrying a piece of a divine mission that I have lovingly started. This younger person is here for a specific reason, woven into your destiny. And it's really up to you to choose to accept that reason, to explore what it could mean with an open heart, real curiosity, and a willing mind. You might be truly surprised, maybe even amazed at the unexpected good things and joys that come your way through this connection. Good things you might not have even thought were possible. Life itself is a flow of connected moments and relationships, each one leading gracefully to the next in a sacred dance I've carefully planned for your soul's best journey. When you meet someone younger who clearly wants to be in your life, know that this moment, this connection, is a key part of that divine dance. It's a big step forward. Romantic getaway. It was them finally facing a truth they'd been avoiding for too long. A conversation took place, words were said, and most importantly, something was decided that morning. Not out of love, but out of a cold, hard clarity that sometimes comes when someone demands answers, accountability, or closure. The person they met was someone who needed your soulmate to explain the life they're pretending to live. And for the first time, maybe ever, your soulmate couldn't lie to themselves anymore. Type 1 believe if you believe in God's plan. Your soulmate went into that meeting thinking they could handle it like they always do, logically keeping their distance, being polite. But the energy they encountered challenged them in a way they weren't ready for. That person, maybe a past partner, someone they're currently involved with, or someone emotionally connected to them, basically held up a mirror, not out of love, but out of their own needs, their own survival. And in that conversation, your soulmate realized something heavy, something they couldn't take back. They saw themselves through someone else's expectations, and they felt the huge gap between the life they're trying to build and the truth about the love for you they never really healed from. That morning wasn't about passion, dear one. It was about having all their illusions stripped away. It was about someone saying, choose, be clear, be honest, say what you want. And in that moment, your soulmate found their voice, but not in the way the other person thought they would. The energy feels like someone who values truth over comfort, who can sense dishonesty without words, who doesn't play games. That morning, your soulmate tried to stay calm, tried to speak logically, but their heart, your heart's connection, kept whispering underneath, shaking them. They were forced to admit, maybe not directly, that they aren't fully present with the person in front of them, that emotionally, they're somewhere else, that there's someone whose presence echoes louder than any conversation they're having, and that someone is you. Instead of pulling them closer to that other person, this meeting actually created more distance, more coldness, because it showed them just how disconnected they feel when you're not around. The things they said weren't about starting something new. They were about ending a cycle they've outgrown, a cycle of pretending, of pleasing others, of being with someone just because it seems logical when their soul craves something that doesn't just make sense but feels right. Dear one, the angels want you to know that your soulmate walked away from that meeting not feeling happy, but with a heavy heart. They might have looked like they were in control, but inside, something broke. Because when faced with logic and demands, their soul fought back. Their soul cried out for freedom, for authenticity, for the love, yours, that made them feel safe being their true self. You, that early morning, their heart made a silent promise. Even if they couldn't say it out loud. They knew they couldn't keep living this divided life, holding on to stability with one hand while reaching for a memory with the other. You're not a memory. You were the love that was always honest, the one who never demanded, only gave. The one who saw through their masks and loved them anyway. And now, after that meeting, they feel even less worthy of your love, but also more desperate to find a way back to it. So, if you felt a sudden shift in emotions, if your dreams have been intense, if your chest has felt heavy like it's holding someone else's sadness, it's because you've been carrying their silent truth. The truth they couldn't speak that morning. The truth they might not have the courage to tell you yet. But it's growing stronger with every sunrise. It's getting louder. They're thinking of you constantly now. Not just missing you, but thinking with clear intention. They are rethinking everything. Their commitments, their life, the people who expect things from them. And for the first time in a long while, they're starting to see what it cost them to betray their own heart. What it cost them to lose you. The angels urge you, dear one, to hold on to your grace, your strength. Don't let this news dim your light. What happened in those early hours wasn't about someone else being better. It was about your soulmate waking up from their own emotional slumber. It was about finally seeing the fakeness in a situation they've been clinging to out of fear. And now, the silence between you is filled with 1,000 things they haven't said. They think of you every time they look in the mirror, every time they try to explain why they feel numb, every time they sit in a room full of people and still feel completely alone. You have become the truth they can't ignore. And now, the only path that leads them home is the one that brings them back to you. So breathe, dear one. The dawn hours changed everything. Not because of a secret they wanted to keep, but because of the truth they could no longer deny. You were, are, and always will be the one who makes their soul feel truly seen. And now, they're starting to realize that truth is worth fighting for. Dear one, the angels come to you with a truth that might feel heavy, but it's wrapped in divine understanding and endless love. They see how your heart shook when the energy shifted at dawn, how your spirit felt stirred up without knowing why, and how your mind has been searching for answers the world won't give. But your soul already knows, right? Something wasn't right. Something happened when the sky was still dark, when the streets were quiet, and your person thought no one would ever find out. And now, here you are, trying to piece together invisible truths, holding a pain you didn't cause. The angels want you to know your intuition is spot on. Your soulmate did have a secret meeting in those early hours. The energy around it speaks of shadows, attachments, temptations, and old patterns that have kept them stuck, unable to fully step into the love their soul truly wants. What happened wasn't about finding clarity or courage. It was about being pulled back into a web of old habits rooted in fear, desire, and feeling emotionally trapped. Type strong if you trust in God's presence. That dawn meeting wasn't about love, dear one. It was about power, control, or maybe an addiction to something that doesn't truly nourish their soul, but just numbs the chaos for a little while. Your person met with someone who represents a cycle they haven't been able to break free from. A person or situation that offers temporary comfort, but ultimately takes away their real emotional freedom. They knew they shouldn't have gone. Even as they were getting ready, a part of them resisted. Your energy was there, whispering, gently pulling at their soul, asking them to stop, to remember, to choose differently this time. But they gave into an old version of themselves, one that still believes love has to hurt, that being loyal means sacrificing yourself, that desire is more powerful than truth. In that moment, your person didn't say your name, but they carried you in their silence. They were distracted, couldn't hold eye contact for long, because deep inside, they felt like they were betraying something sacred, something rare, something real. They were betraying you, not just by being there, but by being emotionally absent from your connection. The angels saw it all, dear one. They saw the inner battle, the way your person reached for false comfort in something that has always taken more than it gave. And in that moment, they didn't feel proud or satisfied. They felt trapped. The conversation might have seemed normal on the surface. Maybe there was laughter, familiarity, even physical closeness. But none of it touched their heart, because the heart that used to feel excited now just felt numb. And in that numbness, they realize something they've tried so hard to avoid. Nothing and no one fills the space you left behind. No matter who they talk to, no matter where they go, the connection you shared stands like a shining monument in their soul, a light they can't put out, no matter how deep into the shadows they try to run. Your soulmate left that meeting feeling more broken than before, not because of what happened there, but because of what didn't happen. They didn't feel alive. They didn't feel connected. They didn't feel whole. They felt empty, haunted by the memory of what it felt like to look into your eyes and feel truly safe. The moment they walked away from that person or situation, they heard the silence of their own soul louder than ever. They wanted to call you, but guilt stopped them. They wanted to say, "I messed up," but shame kept them quiet. And now, they go through their days carrying a truth that eats away at them. They're still chained to something that will never set them free, and they pushed away the only love, yours, that was strong enough to help them break those chains. Dear one, the angels aren't here to sugarcoat things. They're here to give you strength, to tell you that what happened was not your fault. Your love was never lacking. You were never the problem. Your soulmate is still fighting inner battles that have nothing to do with you, but everything to do with wounds they never healed. The person they met, the choice they made, it reflected their fear, not your worth. You were, and still are, the light that threatens the darkness they've gotten used to. And sometimes, it feels easier to run from the light than to stand vulnerable in front of it. But their soul remembers you. And now, more than ever, they feel the difference, the sweetness of your presence compared to the emptiness of that morning meeting. The angels say this was a turning point, not because it was good, but because it was unbearable for them. Dear one, the angels are holding your trembling heart so gently right now. They know about the storm building inside you, the way your chest tightens for no reason, the ache that shows up unexpectedly, the dreams that feel too real to be just dreams. You felt it in your soul, didn't you? That something happened in the quiet dawn, that your person, your soulmate, was somewhere they shouldn't have been, caught in a moment they never thought would hurt you so deeply. And now you're left picking up invisible, broken pieces of a truth you didn't even witness. But your soul was there, dear one. Your spirit was like a silent observer to a heartbreak felt not just in words, but in energy. The angels want you to know the sadness you feel isn't crazy. It's the echo of pain that happened behind your back, but hit the very center of your sacred heart. Type 111 if you believe in your guardian angels. Yes, dear one, a secret meeting happened in the early hours. And what took place wasn't just a chat. It was a break, a split, a truth cracking something open inside your soulmate that they can't hide from anymore. The energy of that time was heavy with unresolved feelings, old wounds, and mixed up loyalties. They might have met someone from their past, someone they had unfinished business with, or someone they're still tangled up with in a way where love and truth were never fully clear. The conversation might have started calmly, cautiously, but it quickly turned into an emotional storm neither could control. There were confessions, accusations, truths spoken out of pain, and realizations that shook your soulmate to their core. And in that moment, surrounded by the gray morning light, maybe with tired or tear-filled eyes, they said something that changed everything. They admitted they aren't whole, that they're living torn between what they think they should do and what they truly feel in their heart. And in the heat of that emotional moment, your name came up. Your love came up. The person they were with might have felt it too. The way your presence still lives in your soulmate's eyes, even when you're not physically there. What happened wasn't a physical betrayal for some, but it was an emotional break, a wound torn open again. Because your person still carries too many regrets, too many unspoken apologies, too many times they chose silence instead of being clear. They didn't go into that meeting planning to hurt you, but good intentions don't always stop consequences. And now, they're sitting with the results of their own choices, facing a truth that's louder than ever. They are not over you. They never were. And being face to face with someone else only made that painfully clear. But in making that clear, they likely caused pain to that other person too. Maybe not as deeply, but enough to add another layer of guilt to the heavy load they already carry. And this is what changed everything. Because in trying to be everything to everyone, your soulmate realized they've been nothing to themselves. And in doing so, they've broken more than one heart, including their own. Dear one, you might be as, King, why didn't they just come to me? Why didn't they tell me this truth? The angels hear your cry. They feel your pain. The answer, though it hurts, is simple. They didn't feel worthy. They didn't know how to face you with all their mistakes and flaws showing. So they avoided it. But avoiding your love didn't protect them. It only made the heartbreak deeper. That morning wasn't about choosing someone else. It was about being forced to see how lost they are without you. How even when they try to move on, you're the ghost in every conversation, the ache behind every fake smile. And now they are shattered. Maybe not on the outside, maybe not publicly, but inside, where it counts, they're broken in a way only love can fix. The angels want you to hold on to this truth. Your love didn't fail. Your love didn't break. Your love was never not enough. What happened was not your fault. Your soulmate is the one still learning what it means to be whole, to face fear bravely, to be vulnerable without feeling ashamed. Even though this meeting happened without you knowing, what came after is creating a path towards waking up. They can't pretend anymore. They can't hide behind logic, circumstances, or what other people expect. What happened in that dawn hour shook them so deeply, they might not even know who they are right now. And while this doesn't take away the hurt, it brings a powerful shift. They're no longer asleep. The wound is open now. And when a wound is open, healing can finally start. So, dear one, breathe. You might feel betrayed, but you are not alone. The angels are with you, whispering love into every crack in your soul, reminding you that pain doesn't make you less worthy. You are still the one who loved without needing control, the one who gave freely, the one whose love woke up something sacred in another soul. And now, even though it hurts, the truth has come into the light. Let the tears come if they need to, but let them fall with grace. Because while your person met someone else in secret, the only truth that remained after that meeting was you. You in their memory. You in their silence. You in the pain they now carry because they know what they risk losing forever. This heartbreak, dear one, is not the end. It's a breaking open, a sacred collapse. Dear one, the angels are speaking softly to you now, with the kind of deep love that knows your tears before they even fall. They understand that ache in your chest, the kind that comes not from spoken words, but from truths you feel in the silence. Yes, something happened in those early morning hours. And yes, it changed everything. Not because your soulmate confessed love to someone else or ran passionately into another's arms, but because they made a choice. A choice based on fear, on needing control, on holding back emotionally, things that have kept this connection from truly blossoming. They did meet someone or have a moment designed to keep up appearances to protect what they think gives them structure and safety. But in doing that, they ignored the voice of their own heart. Again, the angels want you to understand this wasn't about someone else being better, brighter, or more loved than you. It was about your soulmate's struggle to let go of control, to release their grip on old ways of living that don't fit with the truth stirring in their soul every time they think of you. Type guided if you believe in God's guidance. That morning was filled with a quiet, tense energy. Your person went into that moment planning to stay in control, act like nothing bothered them, show they'd moved on or were okay with their decisions. But underneath that calm surface, their hands might have been trembling. Because control isn't peace, dear one, and structure isn't love. They're holding onto a life that only looks secure from the outside, but is actually falling apart inside. The person they met might be someone who offers stability or reminds them of duties, family pressure, financial ties, or an image they're too scared to break. The conversation probably stayed on the surface, talking about doing the right thing or staying focused. They might have even said things that sounded final, like they'd closed the door on the past. But inside, dear one, their heart wasn't in it. Every time they tried to speak with confidence, your memory would rise up like a wave, drowning their words in a longing they couldn't admit out loud. You see, your soulmate has been holding onto their emotions tightly, like precious coins, afraid to show even a tiny bit of vulnerability because they fear what it might cost them. And that morning, fear guided their actions. But what they didn't realize is that by trying to hold on to what's familiar, they are slowly losing what's irreplaceable: you. Their soul knows it. That's why, despite trying to be in control, they couldn't silence the inner voice whispering your name. Despite the firm words they spoke, their mind kept drifting to your smile. And though they said the right things to others, energetically, they were reaching out to you, almost begging for you to feel the truth they can't say yet. That they are scared, that they are torn, that their love for you never went away, but their fear of change is just louder right now. The angels are showing you this moment not to cause more pain, but to help you see clearly. The delays, the distance, the way they've held back from fully choosing you. It's not because your love wasn't enough. It's because they're still acting out of self-protection, not divine trust. They're afraid if they open their hands, they'll lose everything they've clung to for so long: status, reputation, security, even old emotional habits. But by clinging so tightly, they're also closing themselves off from the very love that would set them free. Your love, the love that asks for nothing but truth, accepts them fully, sees through every mask, and stays anyway. So, dear one, if you felt a sudden pull back, a drop in their energy, a strange emptiness that wasn't there before, it's because you picked up on the fallout from that meeting. Your soul is intuitive, connected, sensitive to every change in their energy. You might not know the details, but your heart felt the moment they chose fear over freedom. And yet, don't lose hope, because that very moment has started to unravel them from the inside. What they thought would make them feel secure only showed them how empty their current foundation really is. And now, they're thinking of you more, deeply than ever, not just fondly remembering, but with the ache of realization, realizing they're holding on to things that don't feed their soul, while letting the one person who truly understood them slip through their fingers. The angels want you to keep shining. Don't dim your light to match their silence. Don't question your worth because of their resistance. Instead, stand tall knowing that love isn't about owning someone. It's a flow. And when they're ready to open their hands, release the old, and risk being vulnerable, your soul will be waiting with a love that has always been unconditional. But until then, protect your heart. Keep your energies sacred, because while they sit in their quiet space, gripping control like a shield, the universe is preparing them for surrender. They can't avoid the truth forever. The morning that changed everything didn't just wake them up. It stirred their soul into a slow awakening that can't be stopped. You, dear one, are not forgotten. You're the heartbeat they try to quiet when the world is watching, but the song they play over and over when they are alone. Dear one, the angels hold your heart gently because they saw what you weren't meant to see. That moment before dawn when your soulmate, tangled in their own confusion, stepped into a situation that has left you feeling bruised without knowing why. Yes, it was a secret meeting. And yes, it changed the path of this connection in a way that can't be ignored or unfelt. But what happened wasn't the romantic meetup you might fear, not a soft exchange of love with someone else. It was a quiet war, one that your soulmate fought inside themselves and then let spill out into the world around them. That morning, surrounded by shadows and difficult choices weighing on them, your person did something not out of love, but out of pride. They made a decision, said certain words, or reacted in a way that they now regret more than words can express. And the energy of that moment is still echoing in your connection, like distant thunder you can't tune out. The angels reveal to you, dear one, that your soulmate wasn't looking for peace or clarity that morning. They were defending themselves against feeling vulnerable, against facing the truth, and maybe most painfully, against the deep pull they still feel towards you. There might have been an argument, a confrontation, a tense conversation with someone from their current life or past, a talk that pushed them to their limit. Someone might have asked them about their heart, their commitment, their plans. And instead of speaking your name, instead of letting their true feelings rise like the sun, they chose to protect their ego. They pushed love down and let fear shout louder. They might have tried to prove a point, show they were strong, act like they were unaffected, in control, and had moved on. But the second they walked away from that situation, any sense of winning felt empty. Their feeling of power felt useless. And the silence that followed was incredibly loud. Because what they defended wasn't their truth, it was their pain. You see, your soulmate has been battling more than you realize inside. They're torn between two worlds, the world of comfort and control, and the world of deep emotion and letting go. When these two parts clash, they often choose the path that feels less vulnerable. That morning, they did exactly that. They might have said something about you, or deliberately avoided talking about you, just so they wouldn't look weak in front of someone they felt they needed to impress. But, dear one, what they really did was betray their own heart. And now they carry that weight. They may not reach out. They may not apologize. But inside, there's a deep crack growing where guilt and longing seep in like cold air. And you, with your intuitive soul, have felt it all. You felt the shift, the coldness, the distance, the ache that comes without a clear reason. Because your spirit picked up on their emotional disloyalty, even if their actions didn't scream it. The angels want you to know this was not your fault. You didn't push them into that moment. You didn't ask them to hide. Your love has only ever asked to be seen, felt, and honored. But they aren't ready yet to stand fully in that light. So they ran, not toward someone else, but away from themselves. That morning was about power, about winning an argument, about feeling less vulnerable, even if just for a moment. But the cost was huge, because in trying to win, they lost a piece of their soul. They lost another chance to choose you. And now, even as they pretend nothing happened, they're haunted by what they didn't say, by what they couldn't admit, by how far they are from the love that once made them feel safe in a world that demands so much pretending. Dear one, this moment, as painful as it is, was necessary, because now the illusions are starting to crumble. Your person can no longer hide behind pride. The people around them might see through it. The ones they tried to impress might not hold the same power over them anymore. And the love they tried to bury, for you, still breathes. It still calls to them in dreams, in quiet moments, in the ache that won't go away no matter how much they try to distract themselves. The angels aren't asking you to wait or chase. They're asking you to stand tall in what you know. To remember that love isn't a war to win. It's a truth to live. You didn't lose. You weren't defeated. You were the truth they couldn't face that morning. And that truth is becoming impossible for them to deny. Type Amen if you trust in God. In today's tarot reading, the angels have shown you the truth. Did your soulmate truly meet someone in secret at sunrise? And what unfolded in that quiet moment that shifted the course of your connection? Dear friends, if today's reading brought a soft glow to your heart and made you feel the gentle presence of angelic love, may that warmth stay with you. May it lift your spirit and strengthen your faith in the sacred journey ahead. If this message touched your soul and you feel inspired to support the channel, sharing a super thanks is a heartfelt way to express your love and gratitude. Your beautiful energy helps these divine messages reach others who are looking for light, comfort, and healing. Thank you for showing up with such openness and grace. May the angels continue to walk beside you, protect you, and guide you gently toward your highest path, with peace, love, and quiet strength.